name is Morgan. I am originally from Greensboro, North Carolina, and I currently live in Danville, Virginia. I'm a wife and a dog mom to these two babies you see. I'm a servant leader. And a fun fact is I never dreamed of being a business owner. So, you know how some people, when they're kids, they do the lemonade stands and they do all of the things and they want to own their own business. And that just was not me. I never really had an interest in that. I was very okay working for someone else and for a different company. So that's something fun about me. And then there are obviously a few key milestones that have really shaped where I got to today and helped me get to where I am today. So just a few of those. So first and foremost, I graduated from Averett University here in Danville, Virginia, which is what brought me to Danville, Virginia. And once I finished my degree, I, like most college graduates, fresh college graduates, had absolutely no idea where I wanted to go, what I wanted to do. So I decided to apply for AmeriCorps and their VISTA program. And I was actually assigned to a food pantry here in Danville called God's Storehouse. And I was doing their grant writing, their resource development, pretty much anything else they needed, because if you're familiar with the nonprofit sector, you know that when you work for one, when you're involved with one, you wear many hats and you do what needs to be done, right, to get the job done. A year goes by, I'm done with my year of service. And once I was done, I knew two things going out of that. I knew that I wanted to stay in Danville. That's really when the kickoff of the revitalization in the River District here in downtown Danville was happening. It was really exciting. It was really cool to see all of these different businesses and restaurants and young professionals come to this area. So I knew I wanted to stay. And the second thing that I knew is I wanted to stay in the nonprofit sector. During my year of service, I had this passion inside of me truly ignited my soul, like to the core. And I absolutely loved working in nonprofits. I loved meeting all kinds of people, all different walks of life. I loved learning about the operations side, about the funding side. And so I just knew nonprofits, that was for me. That's what I wanted to do. So I started the job search and I ended up working for our local community foundation here in Danville. And I was doing kind of the flip side of what I was doing at God's Storehouse. I was managing their grants and scholarships programs. So instead of finding the money, I was helping give the money, which was really cool to see that side of it. Fast forward a few years, I decided I wanted to go back to school. I wanted to get a more traditional training and education in the nonprofit world. So I dove deep and decided to obtain my Master's of Science in Nonprofit Management and Leadership from Northeastern. And this is kind of where Epstein Clark Consulting was established and, really founded from. I was in the middle of my capstone project, which is your last program or your last project for your master's degree. And it was March 2020. So we all know that was the start of the pandemic. Northeastern University was being super flexible in terms of what capstone projects we could do. And so when I was trying to figure it out, I had a conversation with my professor, Dr. Keenan Davis, who is an entrepreneur. He is an angel investor. He has experience in the for-profit, the nonprofit world. And we were chatting. And at that point, I was a little bit stuck in my job, a little bit. I felt stuck. And he asked me, Morgan, what's your dream job? If you could do anything, what would you do? And I told him, I said, I want to work with as many nonprofits as I can and help make the biggest impact I can and help them flourish and help them grow so that they can better serve their communities. And I don't want to be limited to one nonprofit. I don't want to be limited to one area of focus. I want to help them all. I want to help big. I want to help small. I want to help in rural areas, in cities. And so after just talking and having these conversations, he said, okay, how about let's write a business plan for a nonprofit consulting business. That kind of sounds like it fits into what your dream job is. And so after a lot of talking, I started my research on that project. I started talking to past mentors of mine, current mentors of mine, my family. And as I was going through this project, I kept asking myself, why can't this really happen? When I first started this project, it literally was for my master's degree. Never did I think that I would have something like this come out of it. But that question was in the back of my head. Why can't you? Why not? And so after a lot of thinking and a lot of fears, because as business owners, when you make that initial jump, when you quit your full-time job and start your business full-time, it is scary, right? It is so terrifying. I wasn't going to keep waiting for the sign, for the flash of light to say, Morgan, start the business. That's not what I was going to do, because it never would have come. I would have been waiting forever. So I decided to put my fears aside and start my business. So that is what I did in August 2020. I left my job and I started my business. Fast forward, a little over a year and a half into the business, I call 2022 the year of pivoting, because that truly is what it is for me and for the business. We've heard a lot from our clients. We've heard a lot from potential clients about things that they need and things that we can provide, but we just weren't having that open mind, right? That wasn't really in our scope when we initially started the business. So we have been pivoting a lot, changing our business model, and working to better serve our clients. And then I say TBD because obviously we are fresh into the year. So who knows what else is going to come. All right. So Epstein Clark Consulting, who are we? Where are we? And what in the world do we do? Our mission is very simple. It's to provide the necessary resources for organizations to grow and to continue to serve their community. How do we do that? Well, we offer a bunch of different services. And what's really special and unique about Epstein Clark Consulting is all of our services are customized to fit the organization we serve. We recognize that every organization, whether it's a nonprofit or a for-profit business, is different. You all have unique needs. And so the best way that we can help you is by customizing and figuring out and getting down to the root as to what exactly you need from us and how we can provide those resources. We are located in Danville, Virginia, but we will work with anyone, regardless of where you are. We'll travel anywhere. Zoom is a great thing. It, makes meeting people long distance much easier. So anywhere in the world, we will work with you. So as I've grown as a business owner and a person, there have been a lot of lessons that I've learned. I think everyone who's been through this process can probably say the same thing. And so the two lessons that really resonated with me and still to this day do are, first, to be open to the services you offer, the clients you serve, the jobs and employees. And what I mean by that is be open. When you first start your business, you have a set list of services you're going to offer or clients you want to serve. Well, as your business is growing and as you're going through the motions, that can change. And that's not a bad thing at all. So just being open to those changes. When I say be open to employees and jobs, what I'm meaning is be open to the idea of different positions. And I'll tell you a little bit about that in my business. When I first started Epstein Clark Consulting, never did I really imagine that I would need or hire a part-time graphic designer. Why would I need that? I do nonprofit consulting. I do grant writing and board development and strategic planning and workshops. But as my business grew, I wanted to elevate with it. I wanted to stop using Google Doc templates. And there's nothing wrong with Google Doc templates. But for me, I wanted more. I wanted it to be unique to me and my brand. Also, my clients were needing graphic design things. They needed mailers designed for fundraisers. They needed logos. They needed letterhead designed, different things. And so when they would come to me and ask, instead of them having to work with 3 different vendors or 3 different professionals and getting this done, now that I have an in-house part-time graphic designer, they come to me, they know me, they trust me, and they can get it done through me. So that was something that, again, I had no idea I would need. And here we are today. The next thing is, and you've probably heard this, is your network is your net worth. And that is so incredibly true. And I feel like I am a walking example of that. I'm not from Danville. No one knew who Morgan Epstein at the time, before I was married, who Morgan Epstein was. No one knew my family after I graduated college, because when you're in college, you're in that college bubble, right? And when I was stepping into the professional world in Danville, I knew that I needed to make it my mission to get my name out, whatever that looked like. Going to different events, doing different workshops and trainings, utilizing pretty much everything around me. It's uncomfortable at first, walking into a room where nobody, and here you are, fresh out of college, especially, who am I? But I really made it my mission to meet as many people from as many walks of life as possible. And I said yes to opportunities. I remember that first year I was working at that food pantry, I was approached. Someone had heard me speak just at a little tiny meeting, and they asked me, "Hey, Morgan, do you want to speak at a state level agriculture conference?" And I was like, absolutely. And in my head, I was saying, girl, what do you know about agriculture? Like, do you belong there? But someone believed in me, right? Someone gave me that opportunity for a reason. So of course I said yes. And I would have never in my life met those people if I had not done that. Same with co-starters. I completed co-starters this past year, or in the fall. And I would have never gotten this opportunity to be here with you all if I had not done co-starters. I would not have met the awesome people in my cohort from co-starters who are doing amazing things in Virginia if I had not done that, if I had not taken that leap of faith and stepped out of my comfort zone. I was the only one in Danville in that cohort, just stepping out of your comfort zone and really networking. Go to those chamber events, go to your young professional events, go to different trainings and workshops that are happening, because I'm telling you, it pays off. And networking, where it's really come in key for me, is my business. I'll say that we have done zero marketing, and I'm not saying that to brag, because that is not a good thing. Marketing, creating a marketing plan, being active on our socials, that is at the top of my to-do list, but we have not done one single thing. And I've been in business over a year and a half. All of my business has come from word of mouth. And how has that happened? Because I worked my butt off to network, to get my name out, to meet with different nonprofits when I was in that sector, working immediately with them, making those connections. And that has truly been a blessing, because here I am. And that's the primary source of my business, is truly word of mouth. So again, I told you it was going to be very short and sweet, so we can open it up for some questions. I would absolutely love to stay in touch and to hear from you all, to just chat and say hello. I'm a social butterfly, as my mom's been calling me since kindergarten. So, here's my contact information, and I'd absolutely love to chat, answer any questions, just say hello. So that is my presentation, and now I'm going to turn it over for any questions that you all may have.